The Arizona desert held its breath. The date was November 5th, 1975. A chill settled over the pines as twilight deepened. 7 men, weary from a day of labor, drove home through the woods. Travis Walton, just 22, glanced out the window at the darkening sky. He had no idea that soon he would vanish without a trace. The story of what happened next would divide a nation, igniting a firestorm of debate that continues to burn today. The men, a close-knit logging crew, had nearly reached the safety of home when the impossible happened. A brilliant, pulsating light cut through the trees ahead. They stopped the truck, their faces a mixture of awe and apprehension. The light, an ethereal glow emanating from an object hovering silently above the trees, pulsed with an otherworldly energy. It was a sight that would forever be etched into their minds, a terrifying glimpse into the unknown. Travis, his curiosity overriding his fear, stepped out of the truck. He approached the object, drawn by an unseen force. The men in the truck watched in terror as their friend, bathed in the eerie glow of the object, was suddenly thrown back by an unseen force. They hesitated, fear paralyzing them for a moment before scrambling out of the truck and racing towards their fallen friend. But Travis was gone, vanished. Panic seized the remaining men. They searched frantically for Travis, their calls echoing unanswered through the silent woods. The air hung heavy with the scent of pine and a strange metallic tang they couldn't place. There was no sign of Travis, no trace of his struggle. It was as if he had simply ceased to exist. Fear turned to dread as they realized the horrifying truth. Travis had been taken. Shaken and terrified, the men returned to town, their story met with disbelief and suspicion. The authorities, skeptical of their fantastic tale, suspected foul play. Whispers of a cover-up began to circulate, fueled by inconsistencies in the men's accounts. The weight of their secret, the burden of knowing what they had seen, threatened to crush them. 5 agonizing days passed, 5 days of relentless questioning, of doubt and derision. The men, their faces etched with exhaustion and fear, clung to their story. They had seen something extraordinary, something beyond human comprehension, and they knew, deep in their hearts, that Travis had been taken by that something. Then, just as suddenly as he had vanished, Travis reappeared. He stumbled out of the darkness, dazed and confused, his clothes torn and dirty. He had returned, but he was forever changed. His memories were fragmented, a jumbled tapestry of fear and wonder. He spoke of strange beings, of blinding lights, and a feeling of being suspended in time. His story, even more fantastic than the men's initial account, only deepened the mystery. Travis's return ignited a media frenzy. Reporters descended upon the small town, eager to get a glimpse of the man who had seemingly returned from the stars. To some, he was a hero, a living testament to the existence of extraterrestrial life. To others, he was a fraud, a charlatan seeking fame and fortune. The world watched and waited, eager to hear Travis's story. Under the harsh glare of the spotlight, Travis recounted his experience. He spoke of being aboard the craft, of strange beings with large black eyes. He described medical examinations, a feeling of floating, of time stretching and compressing. His voice, shaky at first, grew stronger as he relived the experience. He had seen the impossible, had touched the face of the unknown, and he was determined to make the world believe. But doubt is a powerful force. Skeptics emerged, their voices growing louder with each passing day. They pointed to inconsistencies in Travis's story, to the lack of physical evidence. They offered alternative explanations, attributing the events to mass hysteria, to a desperate attempt to escape the mundane realities of life in a small town. The truth, they argued, was far more earthly, far less extraordinary. The authorities, frustrated by the lack of answers, intensified their investigation. They subjected Travis and the other men to grueling interrogations, searching for cracks in their story. They scoured the forest where Travis had disappeared, hoping to find some tangible proof of what had occurred. But the forest remained silent, its secrets buried deep beneath the pines. Polygraph tests were administered, their results scrutinized by experts. Some of the men passed, their stories deemed truthful. Others, their nerves frayed by the ordeal, failed. The conflicting results only deepened the mystery, fueling the flames of speculation. The truth, it seemed, lay somewhere between belief and skepticism. And so the debate raged on. Travis, thrust into the role of reluctant celebrity, found himself at the center of a storm of controversy. He was hailed as a hero by some, condemned as a liar by others. The weight of his experience, the burden of proof, took its toll. He withdrew from the public eye, seeking solace in the familiar embrace of his family and friends. Through it all, Travis remained steadfast. He knew what he had seen, what he had experienced. The skepticism, the ridicule, only strengthened his resolve. He refused to be silenced, to let others dictate his truth. He had looked into the abyss, had seen the universe reflected in the eyes of beings not of this world. And he would not let that experience be dismissed. The years passed. The initial frenzy died down, replaced by a quiet hum of speculation. The Travis Walton abduction became a case study, debated in hushed tones in classrooms and living rooms across the country. It became a staple of UFO lore, a cautionary tale of the dangers of curiosity and the price of truth. Travis, determined to reclaim his story, wrote a book about his experience. The Walton Experience, published in 1978, detailed his abduction, his time aboard the craft, and his struggle to be believed. The book, a testament to the power of belief, became an instant bestseller, capturing the imagination of readers worldwide. It was a story of fear and wonder, of the fragility of reality and the enduring strength of the human spirit. But the book, while successful, did little to quell the debate. Skeptics remained unconvinced, dismissing it as a work of fiction, a clever fabrication designed to exploit the public's fascination with the unknown. They pointed to inconsistencies in Travis's account, to the lack of physical evidence. They offered alternative explanations, clinging to the familiar, the rational. Then, in 1993, Hollywood came calling. Fire in the Sky, a film adaptation of Travis's book, hit theaters, bringing the story to a whole new generation. The movie, a visually stunning but often terrifying depiction of Travis's abduction, ignited a renewed interest in the case. It introduced the story to a wider audience, sparking debate and discussion in homes and workplaces across the globe. Fire in the Sky was both praised and criticized. Some lauded it for its realistic depiction of the abduction phenomenon, while others condemned it for its graphic violence and its portrayal of extraterrestrials. But regardless of its reception, the film succeeded in bringing the Travis Walton abduction back into the public consciousness. It reignited the debate, forcing people to confront the possibility of the impossible. The release of Fire in the Sky marked a turning point in the Travis Walton saga. It moved the story from the realm of fringe science and conspiracy theories into the mainstream. Travis, once a reluctant figure, found himself thrust back into the spotlight. He embraced the opportunity to share his story, to engage with both believers and skeptics. He participated in documentaries, gave interviews, and appeared at conferences, sharing his experience with the world. He spoke with a quiet dignity, his voice a stark contrast to the sensationalized accounts that often surrounded his story. He never wavered in his conviction, his belief in the reality of his abduction unshaken by the passage of time. Travis's story resonated with people from all walks of life. It tapped into a deep-seated human fascination with the unknown, a longing for something beyond the mundane. It forced people to confront their own beliefs, to question the nature of reality itself. Was it possible, as Travis claimed, that we are not alone in the universe? Could there be other intelligent beings out there watching us, perhaps even interacting with us in ways we cannot comprehend? The Travis Walton abduction, now over 4 decades old, remains one of the most compelling and controversial UFO cases in history. It is a story that refuses to be easily categorized, a mystery that continues to intrigue and divide. It is a story of fear and wonder, of belief and skepticism, of the enduring human desire to make sense of the inexplicable. Over the years, numerous theories have been put forth to explain what happened to Travis Walton that fateful night in the Arizona desert. Some dismiss it as a hoax, a fabrication concocted by a group of bored young men seeking attention. Others point to the possibility of mass hysteria, of a shared delusion triggered by stress, fatigue, or even environmental factors. Still others believe Travis's account, accepting his story as a genuine encounter with the unknown. They point to the consistency of his story over the years, the lack of a clear motive for fabrication, and the corroborating testimonies of the other witnesses. They see in Travis's experience a glimpse into a reality beyond our current understanding, a reality where the boundaries of what we believe possible are constantly being challenged. The truth, as is often the case, likely lies somewhere in the shadows, shrouded in ambiguity and doubt. The Travis Walton abduction, like so many other alleged UFO encounters, remains an enigma, a puzzle with missing pieces. It is a story that defies easy explanation, a mystery that continues to haunt us. Whether you believe Travis Walton's story or dismiss it as a fabrication, there is no denying the profound impact it has had on popular culture. It has inspired countless books, movies, and television shows, sparking debate and discussion about the possibility of extraterrestrial life and the nature of reality itself. It has forced us to confront the limits of our own perception, to acknowledge that there may be more to the universe than we can currently comprehend. The Travis Walton abduction is a story that stays with you long after you've heard it. It is a story that makes you question what you believe, what you think you know. It is a story that reminds us that the universe is a vast and mysterious place, and that we are but humble travelers on a journey to understand our place within it. And sometimes, on that journey, we encounter things that challenge our understanding, things that force us to confront the unknown. The Travis Walton abduction is one such encounter, a story that continues to resonate, to fascinate, and to inspire debate even today.